Come take a look through the orange lens, my friends. How you doing, folks? Good evening to you. Use the force. Positive mental attitude. It's not often I'm saying good evening, is it? So, you know, I like to say something, and I saw a post that someone posted today, and I think she's a lovely person and so brave, and she speaks out on things, and you know, I think more people need to dare to broach subjects. And you know, Women's Day went by last week, and obviously with a lot of things that's been happening, the rise of the age of Aquarius, many different reasons, there's many different feminine movements, rightly so, rising up, of which I'm happy about. You know, the true feminine is strong and compassionate. You know, like, we need strong, compassionate women to go with us strong, compassionate men, you know. But on Women's Day, true to form to me, I don't like some things, right? And I'm down for supporting, you know, most people that need support, right? We all need and should get support. However, like, I'm not into, like, oh man, I'm picky, right? So if I see something that I don't like one sex being derogative over another, and I don't care whether it's men to women or women to men, I think you all need to damn well stop it. So any men who don't get behind supporting women and empowering them, you need to ask yourself why. You know, and any woman that feels they need to put down men, you need to ask yourself why. Because when I speak of negative femininity, right, that some sacred circles won't even hear spoken of, right? They won't even have it. But what is negative masculinity, right? It is the intoxication and the overindulgence of, right? It's not the balance of masculine, feminine, right? We haven't been taught to balance these things. Now, these are like old teachings I'm talking about. Stuff that felt right to me, and then I've just basically come across it in like my ancient history researching and stuff. But the point is respecting each other, right? And we should be empowering women in a big way. Right? Like, fuck, man. Like I've said in videos, like, you know, like the person in question said in her video, you know, it wasn't that long ago that women didn't have rights, and us men have always been bowling around with certain rights, no matter what I may have to say about the hierarchical structure of control and dominance, and no matter what I may feel about the global control and dominance, right, that's getting us all. It gets us in our groups, and it's one of the ways it does it. It's divide and conquer. Right, and you have to take this. Like, you don't have to, right? You have to do this now. But what I'm saying is, if we want to overcome the problems of today, we need to overcome the problems of yesterday as well. Right, and what was put in place to happen yesterday is happening today. And what we put in place to happen today will happen tomorrow. So, we've been taught divide and conquer. We were taught that this place was built on divide and conquer, but they snided us with a slight hand that made us think that divide and conquer had stopped. But it hadn't. You've only got to look into the things I talk about in my videos, and I ain't going to go on them in this because we're here for women. But the topic's not just straightforward. You can't just take one piece of the puzzle and go, this is why people have said to me, John, you need to do like one thing, one video, like telling me how I need to like construct my shit and deliver my message. I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm up for doing me, by me, for me, and you. And let's share that. But there's lots of information to find that helps you realise why we've all been suppressed. But men have been walking around with a freedom of physical safety that hasn't been allowed to women. And I personally have known women that have had to deal with things they should not have had to deal with because of men and dominance. Now, that is not the final word. Men and dominance is not the final word. Some people stop there, but it's not, because this is why I talk about manipulation. This is why I talk about our minds being guided into these. You've got to fit into this, that and the other. 9 to 5, 2.4, get a house, a mortgage, pay your taxes. 2 things in life you can be sure of, tax and death. Really? Because tax ain't that old and death's been around a lot longer. We can support each other, but I don't think we should stop analysing ourselves. And on Women's Day, I made this comment because there was this comment thrown in that was it was to empower women, right? And I get it. I just didn't like it. Not because I'm a man and it triggered me. I don't really, very rarely is something gender-based going to trigger me. But what triggered me was the derogative terminology. Using a negative for empowerment is not empowerment. Not at the end of the day, it's not. True empowerment comes from positive empowerment. So when you say, kick a man in his testicles and he falls to the floor like a wimp or whatever, you know, you need a vagina like a woman, right? There was this like empowerment thing. Great, I got the message, right? But it was the wrong message being delivered in my view. Because negative empowerment is not true empowerment. Positive empowerment is only true empowerment, really. Reality is being aware of both, right? But there's a driving force that creates a surrounding. So if you push forward with negativity, you will have negative surrounding effects. You could create some good stuff for you, but the wider effect wouldn't be quite so cool. When you give people positive reinforcement, the messages they get internally and give out are positive. When you give negative motivation as a motivator, what you're actually doing is creating a negative effect, like it or not. There's a psychology behind it. So when I talk about empowering people, I mean, we don't degrade anyone or anything. Like, I'm having this, like, I'm gonna slightly, what is it, cock a hoop or something. Word of today. It was appropriate because I wanted to be sure I wasn't, and I'll check myself. Cock a hoop, exhibiting self-importance. This is something I check myself on, you'll all be pleased to know. I check myself on this because obviously I'm speaking out with a reason, and I watch myself and sometimes I think, oh fucking hell, your demeanour's a little bit, you know, but I have to allow myself that I am actually trying to engage and get a message across. It's like, you know, that's what I'm trying to do, right? You know that if you want to give me money, it's not because of, like, well, it's for whatever, right? Sure, support my cause, right? But it's for the music. That's what I really want. For me, these videos is something I feel I should do. Like, this isn't like, oh, let's make money, right? This is something I felt I should do. Now it's like, no, let's make this a podcast. Let's have this. Let's really push the conversation. Because I really feel it's important. Now I've been doing it for like, what, nearly 11 months. I'm like, no, this is really important. It's really important that we challenge ourselves. We don't stop thinking, oh, is my ego popping out here? No, we're all right. Carry on, have fun. It's not about destroying your fun, right? Some people get like, they think because like it seems like it's all a bit of sort of like, I don't know, a bit of hard work, a bit of No, you get very quick at just quickly checking yourself. You're like, bang, bang, bang. And when you're being honest with yourself, it's all good. You know, and you might see something that you're like, oh, I'm going to deal with that later. I'm going to have fun right now. Right? This is, you know, but checking yourself, self-awareness, right? It's so that you don't put people down to pull others up. You pull others up to push others up, right? It's raise up to rise up, right? Raise others to rise. Right? And I believe in that. So men, support women. Stop letting your egos or your dick or your fucking mates get in the way. More and more people realise that we need equality for so many reasons, and there's old teachings that keep mindsets. And this is why I talk about awareness, because of mindsets, because of what we've been guided, whether you want to choose to believe that it was on purpose or just by accident, or whether it was natural evolution, whatever you like, it was all fucking wrong, right? Like women being property of man, that was wrong, right? Just man raping the planet. And I say man there, I mean human. But, you know, we know that there's generally been a whole load of small penis, power-hungry men running around trying to make up for the lack in personality and depth, and they fell, right? They obviously sold their soul for gold, or they were born into it, right? Or whatever their thing was that made them turn out to be dickheads. They didn't work on it. They didn't try not to be a dickhead. They just carried on being a dickhead until someone finally stuck a sword in them, right? Well, not many people are going to stick swords in us, thankfully, these days. And we have things like self-awareness. We have things like neuro-linguistics program. We have things like cognitive behavioural therapy, like mindfulness meditation, right? The art of becoming self-aware in the moment and in as many passing moments as you can, you know? As much respect and love we can show to each other. Let's support our women. Let's support our men. Let's not hate on others who aren't doing that. Let's show them the compassion they still need and point out to them, bro, you're wrong. Your mind is stuck in male dominance and in a teaching that is sick, that doesn't serve us anymore. We're moving away from that. You know, the more and more decentralized technologies come out, you know, blockchain and shit's nuts. I've been knees deep in that. Knees deep. I've been paddling in the pool of blockchain and Bitcoin and, dare I say it, a little bit of looking at Ethereum, because I don't want, like, I just really, like, there's a romantic side of me that's just attached to Bitcoin. Like, oh, I love the core center of that, and that's that. I just don't, I don't know. I'm curious about other things, but you know, let's not shitcoin all over the place around here. You know, it's a nice little orange lens session, isn't it? We're not having too much drama. It's just like, look, we can show more respect to women, can't we? And how are we going to do that? We're going to have a little look through the orange lens, which reflects back inside yourself with an honest, creative eye, and you go, what can I do about that in there? I fancy changing my internal shirt a little bit. Let's have a little look. You know. Just become aware of, like, are you poo-pooing something? Like, I spoke honestly on a post, and I think it was taken as poo-pooing. I'm not sure whether the girl posted it. I think she might have finally got my point. I'm not sure she liked my last comment, but another woman who was on her post just totally attacked me like I was some male chauvinist or something, you know, and I'm fucking clearly not. So, you know, let's push for new ways, right? Let's not be scared of it. You know, the only dominance that will come around is what we let come around, be it female, which, let's face it, a lot of men live under anyway, right? Whether it be female, whether it be societal, whether it be monetary, whatever the situation is, we can all face it. You know, and most of it just takes an internal decision just to go, do you know what, I'm going to make an effort here. It's not turning into like one of these fake, over-the-top, fucking feminine supporters who's just trying to get laid by buddying people up. Like, there's a whole load of shit that goes on there, and people need to psychoanalyse themselves. But they haven't been taught, right? And I don't know, I don't think I've got some stuff to pass on just to go check it out, right? And I hope some people go and check it out, right? So let's take some time to show some people support. Let's push and let's get some change. Pretty much up on that time, so I'm going to bid you farewell. My friends, use force. Positive mental attitude. Be kind with your thoughts to yourselves like you would for others. Keep loving your hearts for yourselves like you would for others. And let's get it. Get what, John? Awareness, of course. Peace in.